Hello and good morning.
Good morning, and welcome. It's the 16th day of April.
Yes, it is. And it's a tantalizingly tasty Tuesday that is coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Tantalizing tasty Tuesday, TTT.
Yes, sir.
Triple T. Triple the light. That's what you're getting this morning on the show on Wake Up Nigeria. Well, I don't know what happened this morning. It was a very chilled morning as opposed to yesterday. Normally, you know how Mondays are.
Yeah.
There is the rush, the Monday rush hour.
It's like on your marks, get set, go.
That's what happens. But then on the show, we're going to ensure that whichever day of the week you tune in, there will be that splash of sunshine in spite of the rain last night. Did it rain at your end?
It did.
It did. How heavy was it?
It wasn't. It was just somewhere, just a little pacey.
Okay.
It was more than drizzle, but it wasn't like a storm. Yeah.
Storm. Now the next question is this: what band are you?
Listen.
No, what band really?
I hear it's a status symbol now, so I'm trying to increase my status.
So based on the past 2 days, like I said, I should be on maybe like band W because the rain kind of helped in the night for the chilled atmosphere. I was able to sleep as much as I could, but hey, come on, that's what the weather is all about. You know, being there. But we will be there to give that sunshine into your morning. My name is Mike Messikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyi. So remember, you can use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian TV.
Watching us anywhere around the world will be easier. The mobile app will be your go-to.
Yeah.
It's available on the Google Play Store or the iOS App Store.
GOTV, channel 16, UHF, channel 49, StarTimes, channel 121. Make sure you're following us on social media as well, all the platforms at TVC Entertainment _.
Whoa, yeah. So let's get straight into what we have for you this morning. You can also catch us YouTube and X, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, we have, what's our first thing now? Our first
So, parenting.
Parenting.
Yes, parenting
Tuesday.
with Uncle Sele.
Uncle Sele,
Now,
okay.
he is the founder of the ARC Values Club.
Okay.
And it serves as a nurturing environment where young minds can thrive, cultivating essential life values that transcend cultures and backgrounds. Now, we've had really interesting conversations with him throughout the month so far, and today we're going to be talking about missing values. So a lot of values are being instilled in our kids these days, but there are few that might be falling by the wayside.
Okay, so picking up those values. Now will be what we have in parenting this morning.
Renner stands as a beacon in the realm of pediatric healthcare. Now, he's a renowned consultant pediatrician, the noisy pediatrician online, and he's really distinguished that presence as a content creator and influencer. When it comes to talking about tech-based solutions for parenting, he's all about that as well. And yeah, we're going to be having an interesting conversation with him very soon.
Bumi Abimbola will be on the show this morning. Of course, started to sing at a very young age when she released the album Asheshe. Well, today she'll be here to perform her latest track.
Now, after 25 years of the most extraordinary tourism and media experience, Nneka and Isaac Moses remain one of the most iconic personalities in Nigeria. The birth of Goge Africa 25 years ago, viewed by over 40 million people worldwide and syndicated to 15 channels, the Goge Africa team have been to over 32 countries in Africa. What are they up to now? We'll find out in a bit. Yeah, that's going to be a fun conversation. Trips around the world is sort of like the goal, but then when you think of Africa, going around Africa, it must have been such a journey, such an experience.
Yeah, Africa is a beautiful place. When you think about thinking about places like Mauritius, Seychelles, all of that, some beautiful Kenya, Rwanda, and all of that. If you visit that,
Rwanda next week.
Really? Rwanda? Really?
Tell us something.
I've always wanted to go
Tell us
there.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there, especially since after the technological advancements in the country. There's been a lot of good reports and good reviews of people who visited Kigali, and it's gradually becoming one of the tourist capitals of the world. So I'm pretty excited about going to Kigali.
Honestly.
Hopefully the fares, not only for the UK route, but generally all around, has come down, because travel, I've always mentioned, travel is beautiful, but it is expensive.
Yes, it is.
In this part of the world, not in other parts.
No, we'll have to talk about that part. It's not our part I'm talking about.
But even then, people are all over the world save extensively, sometimes for years, to go to some countries.
Not just
So the major thing is that
they travel round,
Yeah.
they explore.
Yeah.
you see why we say it is here. Somebody put up a post about how he went to, of course, school in Czech or somewhere, and then him and his friends, the friends said they want to travel, and then he's saying that, oh, I need to get a visa, I need to pay visa fees,
Sure.
and his friends who are Europeans say, what is a visa?
What is a visa? They don't even know what a visa
They
is.
don't even know
Yeah.
what a visa is. You understand?
Yeah.
The other
Within
time,
Europe is really cool.
there was a CNN journalist who was complaining about the fees, Nigerian visa fees, even coming in from having a passport. I think it's Kenya, Larry Mado or something. But he was complaining. You see, when you have a passport that you can visit, I mean, you're talking about passports that are as powerful as 120, 130 countries.
Yeah.
You understand? Some of the most powerful passports in the world. The Singaporean passport, the UK passport, the American passport. I mean, you just go and stroll and full. Travel is not this thing. But here, you're going to have to pay visa fees. You're going to have to wait for some time and all of that.
There was
It is
even,
expensive.
a recent report, I don't know if you saw that, a viral video of this lady who's traveled to Turkey. And there was a connecting flight. She took a certain, airline. And she was complaining of how, because she had a Nigerian visa, she couldn't have access to stay over at the hotel.
Oh, fact, it happened.
Wow.
It happened.
Yeah,
It
she was
happened.
lamenting, and it was a 21-hour layover.
It happened.
So she was really bitter, and I felt so sorry for her.
It
Imagine
happened.
just hanging around the airport
In the airport,
21 hours. That's a whole day.
Goodness me. But you know what? There are some conversations you have to have with the experts, and we'll be having some experts in the studio later on talking about Nneka and Isaac Moses. At this point, one of the things you check before you travel is what the weather over there will be like. Right?
People don't check, they just want to go.
But, when you don't book flights 6 months ahead, you can't say, weather, let me check it out. The news on Wake Up Nigeria, I'm Mike Messikeno. The Oyo State Police Command has paraded 21 suspected members of the Yoruba Nation agitators who invaded the Oyo State Secretariat in Ibadan last Saturday. They were paraded alongside several exhibits recovered from them at the headquarters in Ibadan. TVC News senior reporter Olaide Oyewole has more in this report.
It's 3 days after suspected members of the Yoruba Nation secession group invaded the Oyo State Secretariat in Agodi. They attempted to seize power from the government after hoisting their flag. After engaging in a gun battle with security personnel, the suspects were arrested and are now being paraded by the police and are to face prosecution for their actions. The Commissioner of Police described the act as criminal and unpatriotic and assured residents of Oyo the police's unwavering commitment to protecting their lives and property.
While declaring this act as criminal, unpatriotic, and a clear case of treasonable felony and terrorism, to be met with adequate sanctions through purposeful prosecutions, the command reassures the good people of Oyo State that it remains solidly unwavering to the protection of their lives and property as constitutionally required by the laws of the land.
He asked parents to prevail on their children against being used as agents to cause chaos in the state.
As a parent, I enjoy other parents, guardians, and leaders in every sphere of political, religious, and social influence to prevail on their children, words, protests, and followers against being used by unpatriotic individuals to promote anarchy in the state and by extension, the nation.
Indigenous land.
Alabi Ogundeji, one of the suspects, is a teacher at the Federal Government College, Oyo. For him, there is no going back in the attainment of their independence, as they have the backing of the appropriate international bodies.
we are indigenous people of Yoruba. We are in Yoruba land. And that is why we have done that. And we have done all the legal activities and procedures that need to be done.
So who granted you the sovereignty?
The United Nations, of course, and the Charter of the United Nations, the African Union, the ECOWAS Court, and EU.
Are there documents to support all
Yes,
this?
we have all documents.
This 75-year-old and his daughter said they were introduced to the group with promises of a better life after achieving their so-called independence. Items recovered from the suspects include guns, live cartridges, cutlasses, paraphernalia of various offices with Yoruba Nation inscriptions, among others. Oladio Yewole, TVC News, Ibadan.
Some persons in connection with the recent killings of 3 operatives of the Operation Safe Haven in Mangu and Barakin-Ladi local government areas of Plateau State have been arrested. The rifles belonging to the deceased officers that were taken by the attackers were also recovered. Senior reporter Funum Joshua has this in this package.
Communities in Plateau State have suffered series of attacks and killings in recent times, with security operatives not spared too. 3 officers of Operation Safe Haven were murdered in the line of duty between Mangu and Barkeladi troubled communities. Their rifles were also taken by the perpetrators.
3 of our colleagues were gruesomely murdered, 2 senior NCOs and 1 police inspector, while discharging their constitutional mandates between Mangu and Barkeladi local government areas. I have sworn not to rest until all those responsible are brought to justice. And thankfully, we have recovered their weapons and already arrested most of the perpetrators that are responsible, some as far away as Bauchi. Like I always say, you can only run, you cannot hide, we will get you.
Allegations of troops being compromised in the line of duty have been strongly condemned and denied by the Operation Safe Haven. Funum Joshua, TVC News, Jos.
And the news this morning, we'll take a time out. Stay with us. We'll be back with What's Up and About. Lord.
Yeah?
Yeah, so yesterday we had the discussion on Paul and Enche of Dunamis and everything that happened and all of that. Social media has been, in fact, on Twitter now, BSc in law is still trending. Noun is trending. Yes, something about the woman in question is that she is a police officer. So we're even seeing more, and you know how it can be when you are doing that kind of job and still decide, to want to go to school. And she spent 10 years, and for me,
challenges that she
should have faced. So I want to commend her for her service and for her resilience to her personal, to upgrade herself. I mean, I'm lost for words. But you see, maybe all's well that ends well, because almost immediately, because the backlash was just strong online, the church released a statement. So now the content of the statement is now, but a lot of people have said, okay, let's let it go. It's, and for me, there's no problem, But a lot of people have an issue with the content, because in the content, they try to give a reason why the pastor did what he did. Spoke about how basic English was a challenge, how because she spent 10 years, how because she didn't know that it should be LLB is a degree instead of a BSc. So they outlined all of that, and I felt like they didn't need to.
I feel like with that statement, they missed the point. They missed the point. It wasn't about the details. It wasn't about it was
public embarrassment.
Exactly. It was about the inhumanity of it, because to stand up on a stage anywhere, talk less of in church, in front of your loved ones, your friends, your family, to come and say anything, even we that were on TV almost all the time, it's still nerve-wracking for us, because we are invested in that religious institution wherever we are. and you're giving a testimony to God and your family. That's like you're presenting yourself. You're almost naked on that stage in some sense.
Have you ever?
Mike,
And
let me tell you what came to mind. First,
Okay.
sorry. Let me tell you what came to mind immediately I saw that video. And funny enough, it was sort of at the time where I was having my devotion yesterday morning. And it just, the verse of the day was James 1 verse 19. It talked about being slow to speak, slow to anger.
But with Jesus in the spirit.
Quick to listen. And that scripture there just resonated with me instantly, especially when I saw the video, because Pastor Enecho did not even allow the lady land. There was no grace and there was zero empathy in his. It felt like it was an attack. He wasn't listening to her. He wasn't even asking her questions. He wasn't even ready to investigate, you know, if what she was saying was true before attacking her. And that's exactly what he did. And I'm glad that they've come, you know, forward to apologize. And according to reports, he has personally reached out to her.
Oh, no, there's a video.
apologize.
There's a video of them laughing and happy. And she has put up a statement. They snap pictures together.
But that doesn't trend. It's always the negative side.
Right.
So yeah, so there's a video. She's happy. She has said that she doesn't have any problem with her mommy and daddy in the Lord, and you know she has spoken out. She has said, and all of that. You know, so and then the last part of that particular statement says, "As a commission, we regret every inconvenience, hurt, and embarrassment this unfortunate scenario has caused to Miss Ayim Veronica Nena. We remain committed to our physical welfare as well as our spiritual growth."
Wait. I didn't go to wait.
I looked for the word I was looking for. I didn't see
owing
it.
her a little bit more than that.
I was looking for the word I was looking for. It's just someone says,
and I'm not saying
I
financial.
apologize. This one says, "I apologize." See, there's not. You see, I am sorry.
Simple.
We were. And you see, now this lets me understand.
He said it when he went to see her.
Okay,
but the
maybe,
whole world, the whole world.
Maybe he said it. No, let's play the devil's advocate. Maybe he actually did say it when he went to see her. We don't know that. That information is not out there.
But the humiliation was out there.
Wait, there is still a Sunday service coming this weekend. He has the chance.
He has to address it.
Yes, rectify
or maybe
this
on the Wednesday.
on the same stage.
Tomorrow service.
There's service.
It has to be a Sunday.
With the food
Because there are more people.
It is not.
Yes.
It is.
No, so that's the thing.
You know, to be honest, I'm actually surprised at her take on this.
No, but seriously.
You'll be more surprised yesterday. I was like,
he could have called a deaconess or a deacon or another pastor to follow up, or even just keep her somewhere to, you know, have a meeting with her later
to find out if
or even ask questions on stage.
Yeah.
But you see, like said, this is a lesson
for
to
everyone.
the pastor.
Yeah.
Most especially, and to the rest of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
To every single
Benefit
person.
of the doubt.
It's a big lesson. You see, it's a big lesson. Like, I'm thinking about what someone said, when these things happen, you learn, not just laugh, you learn. And it's a learning phase for everyone. You know, two things also. Learn to say I'm sorry and mean it. But then I know it can be hard to say I'm sorry, but we make mistakes. We're all humans, right? I think what hurt us the most was the humiliation in front of us. I wanted to ask a question. I was like, I have spoken in front of over 100,000 people. Or more.
The frights.
Look, I grew, I went to, even from secondary school, look, I've always been in the debate team. I know how to talk.
Oh, my.
Well, you know what it means when you go in, look, it would seem, a number of people, you don't know what it means. Even standing in front, then you hold the mic, you can talk and your voice will not come out.
I promise.
But you are talking. But you just notice that, your voice is not coming out, but you are here.
Let me tell you what happened to me 2 weeks ago. I was a guest judge at Trinity University. They told me they were having their students' annual week. And I was nervous. And for a minute, I went somewhere, took a few deep breaths, and I said to myself, I do this most of the time.
Yeah.
Why do I still feel nervous? Why do I still feel butterflies in my tummy? But I promise you, it never goes away. No matter how much experience you have standing in front of people.
That big one was in church. I've done it 2, 3, 4 different times at conferences or even stream live. You just see a sea of people and you just like, you seem as if you are floating. And you can even say, you will just stand up and say, Mike can say, my name is Okoche. And you are Michael. You will what you read, what you know, your brain will just be light.
I promise you, Mike.
I am telling you, this is, I mean, I'm telling you from experience, over a long time. See, what we have learned to do is to perform in spite of those feelings.
Yes.
They are there.
Yes.
You just find everything, you just be light.
It takes courage. It takes a lot of courage. I promise you.
You know?
But then, what I was thinking about was how it might have impacted other members of the church that want to come out and give.
You be careful now.
That is my issue, and I want to appeal to everyone. I want to appeal to everyone that they should
stop it.
Please
stop it.
Keep testifying.
Stop it.
Regardless of God's glory in your life. Keep. Giving gratitude messages. Don't stop because of this.
Not some churches, they actually bring documents too. You come out as my certificates.
Yes, no. We know some churches do. What they do is that
my marriage certificate. You bring it out.
I know that some churches, what you do is that you send your testimony via an email or something.
Yes.
And then maybe a pastor or somebody will read it.
Yes.
Sometimes you might just put your picture up, and you don't even have to come out. In situations like maybe they might adopt something different, but I know, but like MM, it's not a joke.
Yes.
This time I
you bring your employment letter.
You bring your document. You know what tomorrow they say?
Well, it's
you'll be scared.
It's a full circle situation.
Because
there was something she said when she was speaking. She said she was the first in her family to graduate. Like, that thing entered me. I can't lie.
It was a big achievement for her.
I think I can laugh about it and be happy now because of they laughed about it, the pastor and all of that. And for me, all's well. That ends well. I'm happy. She is also a policewoman. That's one big thing, And for as much as possible, that we have bad eggs in the force. I respect people who fight for, who give their lives for other people who are in the force, in whatever cadre of the force. I respect them. So having that kind of, I even have more respect for her. And for me, this is is glory.
Yes, it is. And it's a spotlight.
Before you know,
spotlight. National honor, to be honest. Yes, because she's a police. Yes, because she's a policewoman. She's protecting lives.
Yeah.
And now she is going further to fight for justice for people.
Yeah.
Right.
She did spend 5 years in school.
She spent 10 years.
I mean, 10 years. Yes.
Just to fight for people.
I know, but you
that's one. But wait.
She could have just ended there. She could have just ended as a policewoman, but she decided to go forward as a lawyer. Lawyer don't be easy, comes to read, man.
At all. That's one. Then two. So now you have.
She said lawyer.
It's PG. Lawyer no be easy cause. PG no dey wrong.
But my own is at this point that there's a spotlight on her. I believe she should ask for things. Yes. Ask for things.
The real teacher has come out.
Yes, this is the real thing coming out. They have seen your face now. You were just one of the congregants before. Now, pastor know you, don't greet you, don't shake your hand. What do you need?
The president possibly knows
Ask and you shall receive.
Yes.
Seek and you shall find.
The minister of the FCT already knows that.
And the door shall be opened unto you.
Please. These views are views of Titi and individually.
No. It's not my view.
You said they should give national honor. This one say ask. This one say national honor. Me, I say all's well that ends well.
Pastor don't know before.
It's personal view.
Don't know you now. Ask.
Oh, come on, what do you guys think? Just let us know in the comment section. I think all's well that ends well. We'll be back after
But
this
on a more lighter note, imagine those people will come out this week. I'm looking for attention too.
Wow. Welcome back. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the dailies this morning. Today is Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. And Mike Mesikeno is here with me as well. And the Guardian newspaper has this headline: households groan over food prices as inflation defies interventions. That term defies and interventions, very key there, because there has been, we talked about this yesterday, a little bit of fluctuation downward in the Naira to dollar situation. And from the worst performing currency, the Naira actually became the best performing currency over the past few days, where a lot of people are skeptical about how long it's going to last. And this is because they've not seen a shift, too much of a shift in the price of food. Which is the basics.
Which is the basics, yeah. So there's a lot about this that I am still getting to understand about how all of this works. Sometimes there are some kind of changes that will happen that might take some time for it to get down to the end consumer. That speculation concerning fuel prices and diesel prices also might affect how people relate with the particular currency.
Yeah.
Like I said, how sustainable is this rise? We have to back it up by creating value, and that seems like it is on the horizon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oil is our major export, and now we are saying that if we can take care of ourselves, first of all, that already will be an improvement on what was before now. You understand? So there's quite a lot. How sustainable is it?
Yes.
Well, we're yet to see how all of that develops. But it's a good thing. Someone was saying even yesterday was some people were even buying at $9.50.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a very interesting development.
And so it is for a number of people who, like we had mentioned yesterday, who have invested in the dollar. It's not good times for them.
Yeah, but well, we have to also understand the process of investing in currencies. You have to hedge both ways, up and down, if you don't want to lose out. But that's another conversation. That's another conversation for another day. Yeah. On the same cover of The Guardian, it says here, federal government targets $15.7 trillion artificial intelligence market. So I've heard of AI and artificial intelligence. I've never seen the word market beside it before. Now it's a market? Mike, I don't know. We've talked tech so many times on the show. And AI, yes, is changing things. It's like a revolution. A lot of technology is gonna apparently take jobs.
It is.
But
it is. But then what I've noticed across AI, a number of people, just a few days back, an update on Instagram gave you Meta AI. You can now access AI via your Instagram search bar. Wow. You can access Meta AI. Yeah. So now it's a competition of which AI is more, should I say, proficient. Which one is more capable? Because we've seen AI that give you funny responses. Yeah. There was somebody who reviewed one particular AI tech and all of that. I was speaking about how bad it was. So now it's not just about AI, it's about how good is that your particular AI, because everything now is about AI. Sure. And some AIs are not AIing. But it's a market. It is where everybody's going. So now you have to incorporate AI into whatever you do. Sure.
Eventually, everybody is going to have to at some point.
It is what it is.
But as they said in Animal Farm, some AI are equal, but some AI are more equal than others. Definitely. We have also here a headline: National Grid suffers third collapse, worsens 20 hours power target. Mike has already talked about this one at length.
Not length too. Please, what band? This band. Now, wow.
It's fast becoming a status symbol. Imagine, well, this is not to make light of this, but imagine a gentleman going to ask for a lady's hand in marriage, and the father says, "What band are you?"
It happened. But then, as they collect the band, I know this particular business. It's a hotel. Before the band came in, they were spending 22 million a month on power. Wow. Now they are moving to band A. Wow. They will have to now spend 66 million. Wow. That will come down and affect every other thing. Wow. So almost the status, by some people say, reduce my band. What we want, we're ×3 now.
Wow. Interesting.
That's something.
We have the Daily Independent with us as well. Do you have that one with you, Mike?
Oh, no, I don't. You can just take it.
Okay, it says here, defend Tinubu or quit, Matawale tells northern appointees. It also says at the top left there, Kano APC cracks down on ward officials for suspending Ganduje. It says here also why some politicians are after Yahaya Bello. It says at the left of the photo story there, NSA receives 22 rescued Zamfara varsity students and staff. NDLEA arrests 50,901 suspects, secures 9,034 convictions in 38 months. Now let's see. Then this was a story that started trending yesterday as well. Oromoni died of negligence from parents and the doctor, according to the Lagos coroner. And apparently, the students that were singled out from the, I believe it was Dowen College then, have been, I don't know what term to use, they're no longer being considered suspects in this case. So if you remember how much of a story, this was a huge story in 2021, I believe, Oromoni died after suspected bullying situation.
How is it that 3 years after, that's when we get the reports? How does it take so long?
That is a very
How does it take so long? You know, there's just a lot about that story that I don't want to open fresh wounds and all of that. But talking about negligence from the parents, this thing happened in a boarding school. How were the parents? But like we said, just a lot of wounds that I don't want to open. And
yeah, we have another paper with us here. We have the Vanguard newspaper this morning. It says more pressures on pockets as food inflation rises to 40%. High electricity tariff to drive further rise, analysts say, and it's bad for business, according to Nasima. Small businesses to lose capital base, say Abson. I wanted to actually talk a little bit about this. From the business side to things, the power tariff going up. For those who own, let's say, freezer or cold rooms, ice rooms, who sell ice, who sell frozen food, this is going to be a major hit on them. And what we're talking about, fish, iced chicken, iced, gizzard and meat and all that. All those cold rooms are probably going to have to take their rates up. And that's going to affect the price of food even more. Wow. So it's already, in the spotlight all over. And hopefully a solution will be found soon enough.
All right, we just have to round up now. And let's head over to the kitchen. Of course, we have Chef Dunas. There's some frozen stuff there, yeah? What's happening, ma'am?
Things are about to get really spicy up in here. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me is Chef Dunas. She's the head chef at the Dunas Culinary School, and it's always a pleasure to have her here with us. And this morning, she will be making drum rolls. Can I hear drum rolls? Spaghetti bolognese. Yay! And I'm super excited. Why? Because it's one of my favorite dishes. I love pasta, yes. Okay, so please, let's run through the ingredients.
So this morning, we have our spag, a pack of it.
Okay.
We have onion. We have the Dunas spice we spoke about the other time. We have our vegetable
your
oil.
favorite.
We have pepper, blended. We have gizzard. We have chicken. We have sausages. We have tomato paste. We have thyme. We have rosemary. We have another spice that is here. And I have my special leaf.
That's your parsley, your blended parsley.
Yes. Then I have salt and seasoning.
Okay.
So let's begin our cooking now.
Let's begin. Chef Dunas doesn't waste time. She needs to get right into the grind ASAP.
So here is my water. I'm adding salt.
Are we parboiling the spaghetti first?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. And then talk us through our... Okay, go ahead, please.
So now I have my water on fire with salt.
Okay.
So when it's boiled, I'm going to add my spag in it.
Okay.
You can do the spag in two ways. It's either you break it or you cook it straight like this.
Okay.
I love it when it's straight or
Okay.
it doesn't cut.
Okay.
So now in another pot on fire, I'm going to wash and cook my chicken.
Okay. Well, so while she's cooking, she's washing the chicken and the gizzard. Of course, you have to properly wash whatever proteins that you're going to use before you cook them. What are we going to use in marinating them? That's our protein.
And we use this spice.
Okay, so she's going to use all of the spices. Yeah. And if you're just joining us and you're wondering what spices is she going to use in marinating our protein, we have here thyme, rosemary, our blended parsley, and the Dunamis special spice right here. And of course, our seasonings, all of it is going into the protein to marinate it and get it. Just in case you missed out on the ingredients, it's right there on your screen, guys. We don't have our ground beef right here, but to substitute for our ground beef, we're making use of chicken, sausages, and gizzard. But of course, you could also use your ground beef if you have them, or your mincemeat, right? It depends on how you like them, right? Great. Okay, so I see you're already marinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to talk us through how you're, mixing those flavors together.
As you can see that I'm adding them in.
Okay, so we have our thyme in there.
Yeah, I've added my thyme.
Our rosemary.
I added my rosemary.
Okay.
The parsley.
Okay.
And my seasoning.
All right.
With little salt.
Okay, so we're just going to, massage those seasonings and those spices. We're going to massage all of them in.
Them like this now, then if you do this overnight, you can do it overnight and do in the morning. You just put in your pot.
And just.
But since I did not do that, it doesn't mean anything. So I'm going to put it in my pot now.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to add any other water. As you can see,
there's water in the chicken as well.
So that the chicken, all the seasoning can penetrate inside.
Okay.
To bring out the taste very well.
Okay.
I'll do the same thing to the gizzard.
So our gizzard and our...
that gizzard.
Okay.
Because to avoid the smell, it has one funny smell.
Okay.
So you need to add lemon.
Oh, okay, to get rid of the smell.
To get rid of that smell of it.
Okay.
So...
All right. Okay, Ma. Okay. So are you done with that? Are you done with the gizzard?
Yes,
okay.
I'm done.
All right. So while she's, getting that, she's prepping that, remember, guys, that you could also use lemon, just a bit of lemon juice, like freshly squeezed lemon. No, I'm not talking about the ones you get off the yeah. You can use it in your protein, just basically to activate those flavors. Or you could also use apple cider vinegar, right?
Yeah.
So this, helps to get all those flavors together, give it an extra flavor. Yes, basically wakes it up. Okay, guys, so we are getting things prepped and ready and set here in the kitchen. And we're giving it a go in a few minutes. And Chef Dunas is very active this morning. You can feel the energy, right? Right.
My
All
water
right, guys.
is ready.
Okay, so
I'm adding this pack into the water now.
Okay. Nice. You see, we're not breaking the spaghetti. We want it to be long. So when you're taking for every bite, you're getting the best out of it. All right, guys. We have to go on a quick break now. The show continues in a bit. We'd like you to please stay with us. We have parenting coming up next. You don't want to miss it, guys. Stay with us.
Welcome back. On Tuesday, something we look forward to is the parenting conversation. Why? Because, well, we actually really value families and we want them to grow up in the right way. And our contribution to parenting, or rather parents everywhere today, is helping them spotlight this issue of values. With us today, once again, is Uncle Sele. And he and I have had interesting conversations over the past few weeks talking about values. And apparently some of them are missing.
Yes.
So missing values is the topic today. If it's not valuable or of value to me or my background, is it still considered missing if I've not instilled it in my children? For instance, now, maybe I read a book or an article or I speak with an expert like yourself, and apparently there's some values I've missed along the way, but they don't seem valuable to me, right? Or my past, my culture, my family from before. Is it still missing or is it just additional?
Okay, so this is it. When you look at the society, you find a lot of vices.
Okay.
You see a whole lot of people making some certain mistakes, or because they're not aware. And so let me take, for example, someone who doesn't take responsibility. Okay. So if you backtrack in the home, are they teaching the child how to be responsible? So if you're not teaching that child how to be responsible, because the child is going to go into the society, is going to meet other children. Now, while someone is working or being very, very responsible, you're finding someone who is being irresponsible. Where did they come from? Responsibility is missing. You understand? So if you move to the home, it means that that value was not transferred to the child. So when we talk about missing values, what we're saying is, if you look at the society, what are those values that are missing that you can trace back to the home? So you see where there's no respect. So let's talk about some values that are missing in Nigeria, for example, that we see and we say to ourselves that, look, we think we need to transfer these values from the home. Let's talk about integrity. Let's talk about responsibility. Exactly. Integrity, doing the right thing, even when no one is watching you.
Even when no one is watching
you. Exactly.
So, do you want to go all the way to the top now? Are we talking about
now
in management positions, in political positions? Well, what are we talking about?
No, now let's go to. Okay, let's start from the society.
Okay.
So we talked about management positions.
Yeah.
We talked about politics and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, because it feels like it's normal, it feels like it's okay. So you see something when your child comes out and sees that, oh, everybody is not having this value called integrity. It feels like it's okay. So it means that integrity is missing from the home.
Okay.
Now, where responsibility is not, where you see someone who doesn't do what he's supposed to do. I always tell children this. You see, you must be responsible. Do the things that you ought to do. The question is, do they know what they ought to do?
Okay.
If that is missing, it means that someone somewhere did not transfer that value. Responsibility also means that you're accepting the positive or negative consequences of your actions. Is your child aware that if you don't read, for example, there's every likelihood that you will fail?
You can't pass that exam if you don't
Exactly.
read.
And
the consequences of not reading is failing the exam or the test.
Then that there will become that temptation where there's something that we're always allowed, cheating. So someone says, I can teach you.
Okay.
I can pass what they call chokes or expo to you. And the child sees it's okay. So it means somewhere, someone did not teach
that child.
So when you look at our society, we find out that a whole lot of us as parents, we need to go back and say to ourselves, what are these values we need to transfer to our children? So that when they go out, I always say this thing called, there's something called the agile of parenting. When you look at the society, what have we contributed?
All of them?
Yes.
That agile.
That agile.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when it comes to behavior or character, we as parents are the ones that have made up the society the way it is today.
Okay.
So if there's anything missing, then we need to look at ourselves and ask ourselves, what did we miss? What is it that we did not transfer? Because these children did not know anything, but they started learning from us. Started looking at us as, mentors and, models to say, oh, Mommy Titi is doing this thing. I can learn this thing from her.
Okay.
Do you understand? Oh, Daddy did something and he didn't apologize. It means that when I go out, I can do anything and I can get away with it. And someone is saying, you need to apologize. And I'm like, really?
Doesn't even know.
Doesn't even know.
Okay.
Do you understand? So, and that's where it starts from.
So in many cases, as adults, we learn that ignorance is not an excuse anymore.
It's not.
But in the end, the children are still ignorant of it until we teach them. This is essentially what we're saying today.
Yes.
But what are those key values? Now, we've mentioned integrity. We've mentioned responsibility.
Love
as a value.
Love.
Okay, so yes, love your neighbor as yourself. That's what it says in the word. But how is this a value that if it's missing?
Okay, so let me say something. I say this a lot of times when I see issues, especially in the country, and I ask myself a question: do we love each other?
Okay.
Very, very, very. It looks like it's very basic, but it's very deep. Do we love each other? Do I see you and I don't want to cheat you? Do you understand? Do I look at you and think that, oh, there's an opportunity to get something from this lady and, get away with it and just go and enjoy myself? That's where you see fraud comes in.
Okay.
Because if I want to make sure you feel, pained when I take something from you, meanwhile, I'm just enjoying myself with what I've taken. It means that love is non-existent in your heart. Do you understand? Because I see you and I there was a girl in my house and she was telling me how her dad lost everything.
Wow.
Because someone called him and said, put this code and things like that, and he lost everything. So how did that person feel? Something is missing because the person just felt that, look, I can take from you, feel okay with it while you're even crying.
Okay.
Backtrack.
All the way back to the home when they were growing up.
Forget about love. Just take what you can take from these people, and you are okay.
Okay. So we need to make sure these values are no longer missing, especially in our homes, which is the smallest unit of society before our kids go out to society at large. We're talking love we're talking integrity, we're talking honesty.
Honesty.
And there was one more you mentioned?
Responsibility.
Responsibility. And there are obviously a few more that we need to pinpoint soon enough. We'll be touching on that online. And we would love for you to comment and contribute. Use our hashtag Wakeupnigeria on TVC and let us hear what you think. Tag us, Wakeupnigeria TVCE. We'll be looking out for your posts. All right, then, let's take a quick break. Thank you so much, Uncle Sele. All right, instead of taking that break, something smells good in the kitchen, if you ask me. Let's find out what MM and the chef are up to.
Yes, it definitely smells. Ooh, the aroma of our steamed protein has filled the air. And we're so excited. Guys, welcome to the kitchen. Chef Dunas is here, and she is making spaghetti bolognese. Right, but it's a different kind of spaghetti, not the regular bolognese that we know, because she's making use of different proteins. And I still do not understand why Mike is still lurking around. Oh, it's the chicken and the gizzard, yes. Chef Dunas, please, go ahead.
So now our meat is ready. So I want to stir fry the protein.
Mike, please don't let the protein fall off.
It will not.
So remember, guys, that the chicken and the gizzard has already been marinated with a lot of spices. Quickly run through the spices you use for the protein.
I use my bay leaf, tuna spice, I use curry, I use thyme, I use salt and seasoning.
Ah, great. Oh, my.
Then, meanwhile, here is our spag.
Yes,
It's
let's talk
boiling
about that
already.
spaghetti because it's almost ready.
So, you don't forget, you need to be turning it because it's to avoid it sticking together.
Yeah.
So you need to be turning. Then you add little oil.
Vegetable oil, right?
Yeah, little vegetable oil in it.
Okay.
You can see Mr. Mike turning our protein. Oh, who is coming to taste this?
Not Mike.
No, who is coming from outside, from our view now?
Oh.
He needs to come and have a bite.
No, they're doing makeup. They're not coming today. I didn't want to talk. Now you're making me talk. Nobody's coming. I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
so
okay.
we have our sausages going in. Okay.
Going into it.
Nice. Okay, that looks good.
So this
I hope Mike doesn't squash those sausages because the way you're
Here is
stirring
our stock water.
it's-
The stock water is very, very important also.
Okay.
So we are using it.
So when are we taking off the water,
I still
drain off
want
the
it-
water?
I still want you to tenderly.
Okay, you want it to be a little
Yeah.
softer. Okay. We still have our onions, our tin tomatoes, blended pepper and tomatoes. We have, we still have a few spices here that has not been used yet. Mike is grinning from
See, I'm the one doing the most important work there. They're just talking.
Yes.
Me,
you're
I'm doing the
trying.
important work.
Mike.
Men are doing great in the kitchen nowadays. Yes.
Chef Dunas,
Yes.
you're too much.
Wow. Are they
Hey,
not
you
supposed to,
focus,
if they, I don't understand, if they eat, they should cook, right?
Yeah, they are
exactly. So
Until you come and leave this kitchen, you're not doing anything here.
there's
Sauce
nothing
for
special.
income.
There's really nothing special about what
Come on,
them
come
being
and
in
be
the
doing. I'm not
kitchen.
doing
They
anything
should
special.
also, take up cooking responsibilities. If you agree with me, say aye. Yes, everyone says aye. Fantastic.
I
So I
saw.
need to remove this.
Okay, so we need to drain off the water from our spaghetti. And, okay. All right, guys, if you're just joining us.
So this is ready
This
now.
is Chef Dunas with me, and she is making spaghetti bolognese. On your screen right there are the ingredients. For our ground beef this morning, we are substituting it with chicken, sausages, and gizzard. But here, you can go ahead and use any protein you want at all. But let's remember that the bolognese actually signifies any protein you use other than fish, right? Other than fish. Great. So we have our finely chopped onions. We have garlic, which has already been blended with some ginger. We have crushed tomatoes. We have our tomato paste. We have our stock water. We have our Dunas special seasoning, guys. If you want some of it, well, you could always feature up on her social media page. It's right there on your screen, right? You could always, reach on her socials to get that special seasoning that she uses. So now that we've drained off our spaghetti, what's next?
So now our pot is coming back to the fire.
Okay.
So I'm going to add my vegetable oil
All right.
in it. Then the other spice.
Okay, so we'll come back just a little bit because it's the top of the hour. We need to go quickly. And yeah, so just give us a minute. So we're just going to heat up the pots.
Please.
And
Top of the hour. It's only Titi that we begin it. I'm busy here. Let's take a break.
The show continues shortly, guys. We'd like you to stay with us. You don't want to miss the second half of the show. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Now, hey, we've been here since 7 a.m. Thank you so much for letting us into your living rooms, into your tablets, your mobile devices. Thanks for letting the best family entertainment into your homes this morning. It is a tasty, tantalizing Tuesday with some unforgettable memories that we're making together. Speaking of unforgettable memories, I don't know how it happened, but Mike just created some way of getting out of opening the show with me because he's turning, what is he turning? Protein?
Have no idea.
What is it turning?
Titi, I have no idea.
I don't know what
Mike is doing over there. But you could, I obviously tell that he's trying to protect his own plate of food. But it's all right, Mike. We get it. We understand.
My mom just called me out now.
What do you see? You see? All right, guys.
But yeah. Let's focus on the very
still
important
here
thing.
and,
We've been going back and forth. If you don't like pepper, don't come near here.
Wow.
This one, there's pepper inside.
Okay.
If you don't like pepper, I have agege bread for you. And we will put some butter or akara for you. But for this spaghetti bolognese, there's pepper.
It's bolognese, man.
There are two people I want to call out now. My studio manager, Juwon, and my producer, Francis. They talk like, yeah. Nothing but two of you today.
All right, Chef Dunas, we're about to begin.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my little oil.
Okay, so we're just going to begin stir frying all of our tomatoes, onions, and everything, right?
Yes.
Great.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we'll definitely be popping back into the kitchen in just a bit. There's still quite a lot happening on the show this morning. And good morning to Mommy Mike. She's watching right now, apparently. This is like an opportunity for me to ask you, Mommy Mike, how many times do you used to flog this boy in a day? Please, I have to ask him. I don't know. I just want to connect with you, Mama. Good morning. But just in case you were wondering, my name is Titilayo Oyinson. And of course, Mike Mesikeno is here with me, as well as Ime Okoche. The hashtag Wakeupnigeria on TVC across all social media platforms is active right now, so you can be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian TV. And remember, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world through our mobile app, downloadable from Google Play or iOS. Watching us on GOTV is easy. Look for Channel 16. On UHF, look for Channel 49. On StarTimes, search for Channel 121. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's X now, right? X, Instagram, and TikTok. We're right there at TVC Entertainment _ And about now, let me tell you what we have on the rest of the show. Dr. Ayo Rena, the noisy pediatrician, is going to be back in the studio today. When it comes to the realm of pediatric healthcare, he's one of the most renowned consultants and pediatricians presently in Nigeria. He's an advocate for child health in Nigeria and is also distinguished online as a content creator, influencer, and co-founder of Agnosis Care on Demand. It's a groundbreaking digital healthcare platform dedicated to pioneering tech-based solutions. And yes, he's helped us find some solutions to some interesting challenges and helped us bust a few myths over the past few weeks. Today, we're talking a bit more about those amazing children and their health needs. We can't wait for Dr. Rena to get here. Bumi Abimbola started to sing at a very young age and started her musical career fully in 2021 when she released an album, Asheshe. And today, she joins us to perform her latest track, Eria Yomi. We can't wait for that performance coming up very soon. Now, after 25 years of the most extraordinary tourism and media experience, the amazing Nneka and Isaac Moses remained one of the most iconic personalities in Nigeria with the birth of Go Gay Africa 25 years ago. The show has been viewed by 40 million people and syndicated in over 15 channels. Go Gay Africa's team have been to over 32 countries in Africa and, of course, toured the world. We can get so much knowledge from them, and we can't wait for that conversation to begin with Nneka and Isaac Moses. Hello and welcome back. We have with us Dr. Ayo Rena. He stands as a beacon in the realm of pediatric healthcare, and he's a renowned consultant pediatrician and leading advocate for child health in Nigeria. Also distinguished online as a content creator, aka the noisy pediatrician. He's also an influencer, founding Agnosis Care on Demand, a groundbreaking digital healthcare platform dedicated to pioneering tech-based solutions. Today, we're here to talk about speech. So now, when it comes to health, we never really think about delays in speech being a health topic.
Ooh, hi,
Right?
Titi.
Hi, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Yes, it's a health topic, you know,
Okay.
for all intents and purposes, because nothing is as fundamental to the human experience as speech. It's how we get ideas out.
Yeah.
It's how people serve breakfast. You know,
Okay.
speech is fundamental
Okay,
to the
all
human
right.
experience. Yes.
Now, for young children, babies, when do we expect them to start speaking?
Okay, so speech acquisition is a process, and of course they won't get words right off the bat.
Okay.
So they begin to make attempts to say words, and that sounds like babbling.
Okay.
And that usually starts somewhere around 9 months.
9
and
months.
then they begin to say two-syllable words like dada, mama.
Okay.
You know, dadas are always very excited that they say dada first.
Why did they say
usually.
dada first? That's
It's easier to pronounce than mama.
okay. More muscles involved.
More muscles in doing that's
Okay.
a lot of muscles.
So it's not really because they like daddy most.
They know who that one is.
Okay. Is mommy there actually?
His mommy, they actually know.
Okay.
So, so dada around 11 months, and then they have one word. You know, they say one word sentences by 1 year.
Okay.
2 word sentences like give me, come here, up Nepa by 2 years.
Okay.
And then by 3 years, they are saying absolutely everything, 19 to the dozen.
Okay. So now there are a lot of parents that come to the doctor at odd times, maybe at a milestone, maybe when the child is turning 1.
Yeah.
They expect the child to be, you know, reading out passages from the Bible, for instance. What do you say to parents who maybe haven't heard those few words that they're looking for?
Okay, so usually we'll take things in the context of what was the child is saying, what the child has achieved by way of speech, and then we manage the expectations and say that, well, perhaps you are first-time parents and maybe you don't know what to expect, or maybe an older sibling of that child spoke much more quickly than that child actually spoke. And children will develop at different rates. The fact that an older sibling spoke faster than the next sibling doesn't necessarily mean that there is a delay in that second sibling. It just means that we must take things in context, you know. So I usually tell them, okay, let's be sure that truly this is a delay. And if there's a delay, then there are things we need to do to evaluate why that might be happening.
All right. As a pediatrician, as a doctor, what are those tests and checks that you do at that age? Let's say age 1 year.
Okay, so maybe I should start from before then, because what happens in certain other climes is that there's what we call universal hearing screening, whereby when a child is born, as soon as they arrive within the first week of life, they have a hearing screen done to make sure that there isn't any hearing loss that has happened in the womb, and that can actually happen.
Wow.
And if there's any hearing loss at birth, then they begin to, you know, institute interventions, like depending on what the cause is, they might have cochlear implants or certain hearing aids, such that by the time the child is growing, because the only way in which a person acquires speech is through hearing. So once a person who doesn't hear does not develop speech because they don't know what exactly is being said to them. And so if a child develops some sort of speech delay, then we always have to do a hearing screen. And once a hearing screen is clear and they don't have any hearing impairments, then we need to look for other reasons why, like intellectual disability, such that they're hearing the words, but they can't make anything out of what the words mean. Memory issues, or even issues with the mechanisms and the mechanics of speech.
I was actually going to talk about that because, you know, when a baby cries for the first time, you know, at birth, that first sound, especially if it's a very loud sound, you expect that child to start, you know, pronouncing words based on everything is working now. The tongue is there, the tonsils are there, the throat, everything, the mouth is wide when they're crying. So what could those little organs or parts of the apparatus be that we should look out for?
Okay, so so I know a tongue tie is something that a lot of people talk about and say, oh, a tongue tie can cause speech delay.
Okay.
But in most cases, in general, a tongue tie does not cause speech delay because, as in, one of the first things that a mother/grandmother might want to ask you about is, has the doctor checked? Have you tell him to check if there is something under the tongue? Okay. And once there's a tongue tie, there's a huge amount of anxiety about speech delay. Okay. But tongue tie is not a major cause of speech delay. Okay. However, it can cause certain pronunciation problems, so they might not be able to say certain words very well. Okay. And a short tongue as well, which is of course something that a doctor has to diagnose, might also be a cause of speech delay. So if there's speech delay in a child, what we say is have the child examined, take the child to get examined so that we can examine all the mechanisms of speech. Okay.
Is this part of the routine checks that happen with every baby at, let's say, the general hospitals and the private hospitals?
What should happen is that, yes, there should be well baby visits, and at well baby visits we evaluate every aspect of development, including walking, speech, the fine motor, the gross motor, all aspects of development, including social, bye-bye, peekaboo, those things. Yes. And so if we realize that there's a delay in any of those aspects, particularly speech, then we need to send them for interventions like hearing screen, speech therapy, and the other things.
So now, mommy is a lawyer, daddy is a pastor. They talk for a living,
19 to the dozen.
right?
Yeah.
And they have this amazing young child at 3 years old, hasn't started having conversations with them.
Yes.
When should they worry?
Okay. They should worry if they think that there's a speech delay, because the instincts of parents are usually very spot on, and so if they think that there's a speech delay, then they should be concerned. Okay. Again, there are what we call red flags for each of the developmental milestones, and for speech, a child who at 1 year is unable to respond to their name is a red flag. Okay. Doesn't have any words at all by 1 year. Okay. Doesn't have at least 2-word sentences by 2 years. Okay. And is not saying anything at all, by 2 actually, if they're not saying anything at all, then that's a problem. Okay. So those red flags are really available on, very many good resources online. So a parent can check those and see what they are.
All right. So now we've come to a very technological age where a lot of parents are relying on the television nannies, the YouTube nannies to raise their children and help them speak. I actually am one of those moms that I relied quite a bit on, DVDs for, kids to start learning the ABCs and their colors and numbers and all that. Now, how advisable is it to rely on these aids. Technological aids now, as opposed to having conversations with your child?
Kids? Okay, so I know we had discussed this earlier, and I said it, and I'll say it again, Nigerians, that the professional bodies, the WHO and the American Academy of Pediatrics, recommend that there should be no screen time for children up until they are 2 years of age. Except educational screen time. Okay. And by educational screen time, I mean screen time that is in which a teacher is actually teaching the child.
Okay, so a teacher is actually
on Zoom, on whatever app
App it is.
Yes, app it is. Having that teaching session. That's educational screen time. Or video chatting. Now, the screen nannies, are recommended from 2 years above. However, we know that this is not the reality. That a lot of parents need to offer them those screen nannies. And there are a great number of good resources where children are being taught how to know things. Yeah. However, it does not substitute the interaction that a child has with their parents, because that's a two-way interaction. Yeah. Yes, the online nanny can ask them to repeat stuff after them, but they cannot correct them if they say something and it's incorrect. But the parents can do that and say, your grammar is wrong, adjust that. This structure is wrong, adjust that. That's what an online nanny won't do.
Okay, so I completely understand the difference. And this is where I shout out to all the parents who have been treating their babies like furniture. They enter the room, the baby is right there in the chair, and you don't even acknowledge the child, that the child is there. It's a human being. You can have a conversation. You can say hi and expect a response.
A response, yes.
Eventually.
It's a human thing.
Exactly. Now, Dr. Ayorena, the noisy pediatrician, it's always a pleasure having you here.
Always great to be here.
We're going to be having you again next week. Yes?
We're matching.
Yeah, we're matching. Yeah.
Yes. 25 years of the most extraordinary tourism and media experience. Nneka and Isaac Moses remain one of the most iconic personalities in Nigeria, with the birth of Goge Africa 25 years ago. The show, of course, has been viewed by over 40 million people and syndicated in 15 channels. Goge Africa. It was so iconic, and then with the hand raised, you would never forget it. It is great to have you legends in the studio. You are welcome.
Thank you for having us.
25 years. How has the journey been so far?
Exciting, interesting, challenging.
Definitely, it has to be. It has to be, because you've gone with it all. The media landscape has changed so much.
Absolutely.
I mean, there was a time when, of course, it had to be. You had to sit in front of a TV screen to watch a syndicated network. But now there is YouTube, there's streaming. A lot has changed. How has the media landscape and how has that evolution affected or impacted what you do at Goge Africa?
Well, I mean, as is the situation, you have to learn to move with the times. Goge Africa started on traditional TV, and slowly we're trying now to evolve into the digital media. Because these days, as we have just found out, that kids, or these days, they don't have, their attention span is so short.
Very short.
So you have to think about these viewers and recreate your content to suit their dwindling attention span.
Yes.
Allow me to use that word.
Definitely. And so for you, being all through all this year, promoting culture, tourism and all of that, I was talking, back then, it wouldn't be as expensive to travel and visit all these places. But these days, I've seen some of my friends want to travel. When we see the cost, they say, let's postpone this journey or let's plan it. Traveling has really skyrocketed. How can one enjoy the tradition and the culture with all that you create in times like this?
Well, I still take a cue from what we did when we started Goge Africa. We started from within and around. So instead of going all the way to down south or up north, we started in Lagos and delved into Benin Republic. It's easier to get into Benin than to start traveling the whole of Nigeria.
Definitely.
So what I still say to everybody is, you don't have to visit America or Europe to have traveled, because the truth is that there's so much more to enjoy within where you are. That's why we champion domestic tourism. So right now that it's expensive to buy tickets and fly out of Nigeria, not that I like it, but I think we should also take advantage of that situation.
And look inwards.
However, when we started, we had this style of partnering with airlines like Lufthansa.
We still do.
Ethiopian Airlines.
When we have to go far, we go into partnership.
Yes.
All right, so it's 25 years. What is the plan to celebrate 25 years? People want to know, how can they be a part of it?
Well, they can start by coming on the cruise. The cruise is, it's living it up.
Tell me about that cruise. What is the cruise about? How is it going?
Well, we're introducing some African elements in the cruise, because when we go, like the last time we had a cruise on our 20th anniversary, of course, we do cruises every year. Now, we got there, informed the cruise chef.
So that the food reflects the Africanness of our presence.
Wonderful.
Yes.
We'll be cruising from Miami to the Bahamas.
Yes, this
right,
time
so
around.
for 8 nights.
Wow.
So it's going to be
Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
On the Royal Caribbean.
How does one become a part of this cruise? What does it entail?
Well,
we can send you the cruise package.
We'll send you the cruise package.
Yeah.
We actually want TVC to be a part of it.
Okay.
So let me just put it out there.
Put it out there.
Yeah. So you can register through you guys or through us. We'll leave the details with you. Want to take TVC on this cruise? What are you talking about?
Okay.
Now, before we talk about the cruise, which is actually in November.
Okay.
What happened in March is Face of Goge Africa. That's the inaugural edition of Face of Goge Africa, and is the inaugural edition of the celebration of our 25th anniversary.
Wonderful. So it's across the whole year.
Yes.
Right.
So from Face of Goge Africa, I want to really talk about Goge Africa Festival.
Coming up in October.
It's in October.
Yes.
So from now there will be competitions. You know we're all about our culture. The cultural dances. Do you think your culture has got the best cultural dance?
So it's going to be a competition.
Do you think it is a competition?
Wonderful.
Do you think your culture deserves more prominence on Goge Africa and around the world? Do you think your cultural dressing, the way you dress, should be, in fact, the national dress. Come and compete.
Wow, where is this happening?
This is happening because we started off in Lagos.
Okay.
This will also happen in Lagos.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's a stadium event. I don't want to tell you which stadium. Right now,
we have to just keep tabs and ensure.
You have to keep tabs with TVC.
Right.
You have to keep tabs with GOTV Africa online.
Okay. Wonderful.
So that you know more. And you know something we've been doing over time is because we believe that there are no successes without successors. So we started training younger people in our space, both in media and tourism.
See, that was just what I wanted to ask. I cannot let you go without giving a word to some of us who have seen you, who have watched you. How have you managed to stay so relevant? Your marriage, your relationship, it's basically bliss. Well, I've read so much about you on different interviews and all of that. I need you to give some words out there.
When you say it's basically bliss, somebody would chew coconut this morning and enjoy it so much because he really wants to eat coconuts. You see somebody you serve a king's breakfast, they are eating it and they are not happy. The truth is that I love the life that I live and I love what I do.
You're making me remember the rickety car story and the Benz and Volvo story at your wedding. I read that.
Yes! I mean,
No.
gave us a big car to use. My uncle gave us a big car to use. And he said to me, Nne, after I've dressed up, and then I was like heavily pregnant, I was going to get into a car that has AC. This man sitting right here said to me, Nne, you know after this wedding, they will take their car.
Yes.
Come, let's get into our Mazda. That sometimes will not even start.
Was there AC?
There was no AC. And guess what? Our bridesmaids, chief bridesmaids is...
They got in those cars.
They all got in. He said, let them get into that car. You and I were driving in this one. Get used to this. This is ours.
Yes.
And I got into that car with my face like this. And after the wedding, on our way home, I said, can we still use that car? He said, no. This is ours.
Yes.
Get used to what is ours.
Where do
I think that's the first lesson I learned with my guy.
And I tell you, right after the wedding, the cars started disappearing. All the other cars.
They all took their cars.
You will still be with us.
We're left with ours.
You know, I should have known better. Because the first time he asked me out, I got dressed. I think I was going somewhere special. This guy took me
in Cheetah.
Go, your
Exactly.
friends.
Something else.
He took me there.
If it was all this bougie restaurant, the price will charge you for that amala.
Thank you. Exactly.
Not just.
I took her there. Introduced her to Amala.
But that's not fair. Not just did he take me there.
Okay.
He picked plates. I'm like, hello? I was like,
And you are well
big babe.
dressed.
What dress? He sasaid, Nne, take one plate now. Take the big bowl. I'll buy you turkey inside.
Oh no! You see, because it has so much change. Someone is telling me that I have to spend 7 million in the club. Appearances, people try to live up fake appearances. Please, what word do you have for younger people or
just
or
be
that age?
It.
Be yourself.
Our marriage
Put
is
your
bliss.
card face up so a lady knows what
you
are
have,
about.
what you can afford.
Me personally, I love drinking Gary with sugar, milk. Like, I went to boarding school, so look, I've always since from that time. So baby, if you had maybe like pala fish or korok or something like that, I mean, so show your cards off. I like that.
Yes,
he is a real person. He's very real.
That's it.
Puts his cards face up. He doesn't come with airs.
No,
so he didn't give me something to look up to. It's like, this is it. This is what it is.
Yeah.
If you like it, we stick here.
What you get.
You want us to get higher, we'll move higher together.
And how many years has this been now?
The marriage is
28.
We'll be 28.
Some of you that are going to club to spend 7 million, are not even up to 28.
Yeah.
And you see, so going to I listen to people say you should spend 7 million in the
she's
club
still my
and all
babe
of that.
now. She's still my babe. She knows.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still my guy, Shabo. Yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to.
But at least now, he doesn't have to always be shit. You can take her to some exotic place
anywhere now.
Anywhere now.
There's this song you use to toast me. I'll take you anywhere you want to go. Buy jewelries, clothes of silk. And the rap.
Did he sing it?
No, I didn't sing it, but I know how to do the rap.
Is that rap?
Let's go. Give us that
Let's go for a ride in my shuffle car with imported champagne and caviar. Watch TV, stereo, take you any kind of place that you want to go. We buy clothes of silk and fine jewelry and run up to the parties for everyone to see. And if you want to travel, hey, no sweat. We'll fly off to Paris in my private jet. Just sipping a drinks on the side of a cafe. And then when on your finger from Cartier. We'll spend to the end. Don't you worry about it. I put it on my credit card. I don't move without it. We'll fly around the world to every hot spot, or sail up to my island in my 90-foot yacht, or could make a home under the starlight. Baby can share my delights. So, that's it.
We're going to cut this thing. For your next toasting, I'm giving you play. This is the playbook now for toasting. Use it. 28 years will be the beginning for you. But wonderful. I am looking forward to the festival. It's in October. Like you said, we should just keep tabs.
But I was going to tell you real quick. We're training young people. There will be another free Goge Africa tourism training coming up soon. And then we have the awards. There's
wonderful.
Goge Africa Conference and awards. A lot of young people are doing great things out there. I mean, a lot of them say that we are the OGs of travel vlogging and travel blogging. So if we are that, I think it's about time we start rewarding those that have stood on our shoulders to do even greater things. We appreciate all of them.
I'm looking forward
and real
to
quick,
that.
please.
Yes.
Nollywood, thank you. Thank you for supporting Goge Africa. Thank you for all the good things you said about us. And then the comedy industry headed by, I think it was Ayomaku, AY, and Derele, and
Charlie Boy, Area Father.
Hey, Two-Face, thank you.
Yeah,
oh my God, I can't remember.
The way they
Chocolate Silver, Toyin Tomato.
You know what happens?
Remember,
This is
not
you have to promise me that this will not be the last time you come between now and that festival. You will come more times.
Surely.
So we'll have times to talk about this over and over again to the festival.
Shala Shobowale, I greet all of you. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. Okay, we have breakfast for you, something for you.
How do you know I'm hungry?
Are you hungry? Let's head there without wasting time.
Sure, let's
do it. Please. You can start, no problem. Protocol is broken for your sake.
Welcome, Isaac and Nneka to the kitchen. This is Chef Jonas. And this morning she's made for you spaghetti bolognese. So you're having the sausages, gizzard, and chicken. So please quickly dig in.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
I'm turning it.
Wow. You start with the sausage.
You know, how do you know that I'm a starch person in the morning?
Oh, you are? You need that burst of energy.
Yeah, I actually do more like fufu, vegetable soup in the morning. Yeah, I eat heavy in the morning.
That is called 6 to 6.
Yeah. How do you know?
6 to 6.
That's me.
Your system will just be
So let us know what you think. Taking all in. Nice. What do you think? Like it? Love it? Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
No time to talk. Just
no time. Just dig in. Just enjoy. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. And we're looking forward to the festival.
Yes.
To everything happening and to the cruise.
Yeah.
The way you're pointing out, Titi will be there. I'll be there also. All right. Thank you so much for coming.
The conference and
wonderful
award. All the best.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.